What are adverbs? Adverbs, on the other hand, they describe a verb, an action word. All right. So, like it says, an adverb is a word that modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Okay. So, they usually modify, they change the meaning of a verb or an adjective or even another adverb in the sentence. All right. So, the difference between an adverb and an adjective is the following: an adjective modifies a noun, like Lisa is pretty. What is the noun here? Lisa is our noun. And how are we describing Lisa? We are saying that she's pretty. Okay, so pretty is my adjective here. Now, in case of adverb, adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, another adverb. All right. That movie is extremely captivating. Okay. So that movie is extremely captivating. Now, movie, okay, is our noun. Captivating is also an adjective. But what is extremely? Extremely is our adverb. Okay. We are modifying the adjective captivating here, and we are saying it's extremely captivating. Captivating means something which immediately draws your attention, which gets your attention. Okay. That is captivating. It captivates you. All right. She sings melodiously. Okay. Now here we are putting an adverb to the verb sing. Okay. How does she sing? Singing is an action, right? So how does she sing? She sings melodiously. What do you want, Mohit? Ma'am, please, what? Hello? Hello, Mohit, can you hear me? Okay, I would suggest everybody to just focus on what is being taught. All right? Okay. So after she sings melodiously, we come to he fared really well. Okay. That means he came out really well. Okay. Now again, really well. Okay. Now really is an adverb to another adverb, which is well. All right. He fared really well. Fared means performed. Fine. All right. Now I want somebody to read out this passage. Um, okay, Suyasha, how about you?
Hello?
Yeah, can you read out the passage?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, do that.
Miss Swain immediately called the ambulance when she saw her dad palpite aggressively. It was the
Palpitate, palpitate. Palpitate means breathing very heavily.
palpitate aggressively. It was the most horrible state she had ever seen her dad in. She had always lived a healthy life,
He,
working peaceful. What, ma'am?
did you say she had?
Yeah. She had ever seen her dad in.
Yeah, yeah.
He had always lived a healthy life, working peacefully as a school teacher in Yorkshire. He had never even taken any medical leaves as a teacher there.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so what are the adverbs which are being used here? Miss Twain immediately called. Okay, so now what are you describing here? You're describing how did she call? She immediately called. Okay, so now you're putting an adjective immediately to a verb here, in which in this case it is called, right? Okay, so she immediately called the ambulance when she saw her dad palpitate. Okay, now palpitate is again an action. Okay, when you're breathing very heavily, and palpitating is also when you're sweating very much. Okay, that is palpitation. Okay, so palpitate aggressively. Aggressively means, like doing too much of it. and the action is happening very, very quickly, very roughly, and on another level. Okay, so that is aggressively. All right, that means he was using all his energy to palpitate. All right, so again, palpitate is another verb. Okay, and you're describing that by using aggressively. All right, so it was the most horrible state she had ever seen her dad in. Okay, had ever. All right, ever now again is uh, an adverb to the verb seen. Okay, ever seen, जैसा कभी नहीं देखा था. All right, he was working peacefully. Now again, you're describing action, that how did he work? He worked peacefully. All right, then again, never, always, there, all of these are adverbs in this passage. All right, so what are the different types of adverbs? Most adverbs tells us how, in what way, when, where, and to what extent something is done. Okay, कब, क्या, कैसे होता है, कितनी देर तक होता है, कब होता है, कहाँ पर होता है, कैसे होता है, right? So in other words, they describe the manner, place, frequency, and the time of the action, right? He speaks slowly. Now this is an adverb of manner, right? This is how he speaks. He speaks slowly. She lived there. Okay, now you're describing a location. Where did she live? She lived there, right? We will leave tonight. Now you're telling me the time. Uh, adverb of time, right? That we'll be leaving tonight. Aaj raat mein. She never goes out late. Okay. Now, adverb of frequency. How often does she go out? She never goes out late. All right. So regular adverbs, you will notice that they end with the suffix ly. Okay. Slowly, quickly, aggressively, happily, quickly, furiously, angrily, hungrily. Okay, all of these are adverbs. All right. So these adverbs are formed by adding ly to the end of an adjective. Okay, like slow becomes slowly, beautiful becomes beautifully, careful becomes carefully, violent becomes violently. Right. Now true becomes truly. Okay, so the words which end with e, the e will be replaced by ly. True becomes truly. Happy becomes happily. Y changes and we add I instead. Possible becomes possibly. Okay, e replaced with y. Full becomes fully. We only add y, and fanatic becomes fanatically. Okay. Yes, like clearly. Fanatic means, fanatic is somebody who is like, a crazy fan of something. A fanatic is basically a mad person, or, somebody like, he's a movie fanatic. Okay, somebody who is crazy about something. Okay, 1 second. Who is this? Raj. Okay, wait. Yes, Raj, your doubt. Wait, I didn't mute you. I didn't unmute you. Um, Obediently, yeah, you all are right. All right. So now we'll move on to some exercises. Okay. First is a fill in the blank. I am dash grateful to you all for all the help. Okay. मैं सच्चे मन से तुम सबको धन्यवाद करता हूँ, शुक्रिया करता हूँ मुझे मदद करने के लिए. Okay. First, I'm truly grateful to you all. TRULY. Second, I'm truly grateful. TRUELY. And third, I'm true grateful. Okay. So I'm truly grateful to you all for all the help, right? Being grateful is an adjective, okay? So you're being grateful, you're truly grateful. All right, next. She dash shouted out her dissent. Okay, dissent means something which you don't agree with. That is, you're showing your dissent, you're showing your disapproval of it. All right. So she loud shouted or she loudly shouted out her dissent. Now, shouting is an action, right? That means वो तेजी से चिल्लाई अपना डिसेंट, वो चीज जिसको वो नहीं अग्री करती. All right, now we still have some words which we don't change. All right, so this is not the only way to form an adverb. Many adverbs do not end with ly. Okay, so it's not compulsory that all the adverbs would end with ly. Like fast still remains fast. Hard, late, early, daily, they don't change. All right, so hard and hardly, and also hard and hardly, they have different meanings. All right, hard means something which is difficult, which requires a lot of effort, and hardly means something which is rarely ever done. Okay, like uh, I hardly read the newspaper, which means that this is something which I hardly ever do, which means I rarely do it. All right. Okay, next. I'm tired because I have been working dash. Okay, first, I am tired because I have been working hard or I have been working hardly. Hardly we already understood. Hardly means that something which you do very less of. You hardly ever do it. That means बहुत ही कम. So here the first part is correct. The person is tired because they've been working very hard. That means they've been working a lot. Next, the coat is practically unused. I have dash worn it. Okay, ये कोट ऑलमोस्ट मतलब मैंने इसको ज्यादातर कभी यूज ही नहीं किया है. ये मैंने इसको शायद ही कभी पहना होगा. ओके, I have hard worn it or I have hardly worn it. Like I told you that, like if I say I hardly ever get scolded by my father, that means barely, almost never. All right, next. Don't walk so dash. I can't keep up with you. इतनी तेज मत चलो. मैं मैं तुम्हारी स्पीड मैच नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. First, don't walk so fastly. Or second, don't walk so fast. I can't keep up with you. There is no word like fastly. Okay, we only just say fast. Don't walk so fast. We can say quickly, but we rarely ever say fastly. All right, next, a sense of outrage which dash changed to shame. Okay, outrage means anger. Okay, so a sense of anger, that means basically they're talking about anger which dash changed to shame. Okay, गुस्सा जो शर्मिंदगी में बदल गया. First option, outrage, which slowly changed to shame. Or second, which slow changed to shame. Okay, now changing is a verb. So you're describing the action. How did it happen? It happened slowly. All right. So the first option is correct here, a sense of outrage which slowly changed to shame, right? Now, some adjectives which change their form when they become adverbs, okay, like good changes to well, okay. So now, if I want to compliment somebody on that, they're really good singers. So I will not say that you sing really good. I will say you sing really well, okay, because I'm complimenting their performance, right? So, like, he sings very well, she dances very well, you write very well. You will never say you write very good or you sing very good. That is wrong. You sing very well, you dance very well. Okay? Next, I play tennis, but I'm not very dash at it. Okay? No, bad doesn't change. We can just say that she doesn't sing very well. Then we can change the sentence into negative form, right? That she doesn't sing very well or she doesn't dance very well. Like that we can say, or she's not a great dancer. Okay? You're changing the verb dance to a noun, dancer. So there are so many other ways to say the same thing, right? All right, next, I play tennis, but I'm not very dash at it. Okay. First, I play tennis, but I'm not very well at it, or I'm not very good at it. What will you say here? मैं टेनिस खेलती हूँ पर मैं उसमें ज्यादा अच्छी नहीं हूँ. I'm sorry, I don't speak Malayalam. Okay, so for everybody who is thinking now that here well should have been there. In this case, we will not say well. Okay, you use well only when you're immediately using that verb. Like you sing well. Okay, so now well I'm using immediately after the verb, but here we are not immediately putting it after the verb, right? I play tennis, but उसके बाद but भी आ गया. We also have but in the middle, but I am not very good at it. Okay, similarly, I can say I can dance, but I'm not very good at it. I'm not very great at it. Okay, it is like that. This sentence could have also been I can't play tennis very well, or I can play tennis well. Okay, something like that. But in this case, you're going to use good. Like, look at the next exercise. She could not sleep very dash last night. Okay. Now you're describing the action sleep. Okay. And you're using the adverb immediately after it. First, she could not sleep very good last night, or she could not sleep very well last night. वो ज्यादा अच्छे से कल रात सो नहीं पाई. Yes, here we'll use well. She could not sleep very well last night. Okay, now next, George's English is extremely dash. Okay, George's English is extremely good or well. What will we say? Also, here we don't have any verb in the sentence. Okay, George's English. Okay, English is a noun. So you're describing a noun. Okay, it is extremely, that his English is extremely dash. Okay, and extremely is already an adverb. All right. So what will you say? George's English is extremely good. Next, George speaks English. Okay, now we have a verb, speaks, right? So George speaks English extremely dash. Okay, what will you say now? George speaks English extremely well, or George speaks English extremely good. Shaker, we're not using well here because George's English is extremely good. Okay, English is not a verb, it is a noun. Now, in the next sentence, though, George George speaks English extremely dash. Now we are describing an action that he speaks. Okay. Now here you will say extremely well. All right. So well is only used in case of verbs. When you're immediately after the verb, you're describing that verb. Okay. Only then. Like I can say she is a good dancer, or I can say she dances really well. Okay. Understand the difference. All right. So many words are not adverbs, although they do end with ly. Okay. Some examples are a lovely gift, a lonely girl, an elderly person, a friendly attendant. So you basically have to decide what are you really describing. If you're describing a noun, it will be an adjective. But if you're describing another adjective, or mainly you're describing an action word, it will always be a adverb. All right. What line do you want me to repeat in Hindi? कौन सी वाली line?
तो पुलिस में आपका कब देखेगा, ठीक है, कि आप इसके लिए एलिजिबल है कि नहीं, बाकी चीजें
यार
जैसे कि
Hello.
ये लड़की आईएएस टीचर है, जा रहे हैं
फर्स्ट मैम फर्स्ट
You want me to repeat the first line in English? What first line? A lovely gift. मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा gift.
ओके मैम
All right. Okay, so yeah, the main difference on how you can see what is an adverb and what is an adjective is when you can figure out, okay, what is being described in the sentence. If you're describing a noun, then it will be an adjective. But if you're describing a verb or an adjective or another adverb, it will be an adverb. Okay, just a second. Okay, like here to decide whether a word is an adverb, ask the question. Okay, so how does Mary speak English? Okay, she speaks sorry, how does Mary speak Spanish? She speaks Spanish fluently. Okay, now fluently here is an adverb. Okay, where do the kids play cricket? They play cricket here. Okay, again here is an adverb. When did she write the email to her son? She wrote the email immediately. All right, again an action. Okay, how did she write it? When did she write it? She wrote it immediately. Okay, this is describing her action of writing the email, right? That she wrote it immediately. All right, it's describing the action, the verb. Okay, so again, which is why it is an adverb. All right, next question. The driver of the truck was dash injured. Okay. Now, first, the driver of the truck was serious injured, or second, he was seriously injured. Okay. So now you're describing how the driver was injured. Okay. So the driver was seriously injured. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost internet for a couple of seconds. What did you not get, Kalyani? Wait.
We
Hello?
didn't get slide for some time, ma'am.
Sorry, what did you not get?
We didn't get slide for some time. So that
Oh
only
yeah, 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 yeah.
uh-huh.
Moment. Yeah, that's because I lost internet connection, so you guys also couldn't see the slide. You can see it now though, right?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect. Yeah. So the driver of the truck was seriously injured. Okay, this is almost like saying that, um, like when I tell you that, I'm seriously shocked. Okay, I'm seriously shocked after hearing this news. Okay, so shocked, being shocked is a verb, right? So again, seriously shocked, you're describing. Okay, in this case, seriously injured. All right, next. The driver of the truck had dash injuries. Okay, now you're describing the injuries, the kind of injuries the person has had. Okay, so the driver of the truck had serious injuries or seriously injuries. Injuries now is not an action. Okay, it is not a verb, it is a noun. So the driver of the truck had serious injuries. Okay. Now, serious here is an adjective, not an adverb. Next, he looked at me dash when I interrupted him. Okay, he looked at me first angrily when I interrupted him. He looked at me angry when I interrupted him. उसने मुझे गुस्से से देखा जब मैंने उसको टोका. Okay, now you're describing his action here. How did he look at you? He looked at me angrily. Okay, I gave the answer. So the first option is correct. Okay, I already, yeah, I mistakenly, again an adverb, like mistakenly told you the answer. All right, next. The look on his face was very dash when I interrupted him. Okay, now you're talking about the kind of look this person had on his face, okay, which is a noun now. Okay, first, the look on his face was very angrily, or second, the look on his face was very angry when I interrupted him. So he had an angry look, right? You have a sweet look or you have a hungry look. So this person had an angry look. All right, next. The holiday felt so short, the time dash passed away. Okay. सारी छुट्टियां बहुत ही छोटी लग रही हैं. टाइम काफी जल्दी चला गया. फर्स्ट, द टाइम क्विक पास्ड अवे. सेकंड, द टाइम फास्टली पास्ड अवे. और थर्ड, द टाइम क्विकली पास्ड अवे. Okay, now again, passing away is an activity, it is an action, right? So we're describing how did the time pass away. It passed away quickly. Yes, I already told you fastly is not a word. Instead of fastly we say quickly. All right, great. Next, my driver does not make any risky moves. Okay, मेरा ड्राइवर कुछ भी रिस्क नहीं लेता है, वो रिस्क की तरह से नहीं चलाता है. He drives very dash. Now we are describing how he drives. Driving is an action, right? So first, he drives very carefully. Second, he drives very quickly. Third, he drives quick, very quick. Or last, he drives very careful. Okay, now we need an adverb here. So the first option is correct here, okay? He drives very carefully. Yes. All right. Any doubts, anybody? Yes, Ketan.
Ma'am, could you move 19 and 18 number, 18th number slide, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. First is 18. Yes.
The driver of the truck was, it's a past activity, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
So what are you, ma'am, seriously?
Huh?
Oh,
Seriously,
oh,
is just describing the action that took place, right? You're saying that he was, like it was a serious accident because the driver was injured because the driver was seriously injured. Okay, injuring somebody is an action. It is an action which has taken place. Okay, so injured is a verb. We are describing the verb that how was he injured? He was seriously injured. Okay, like that.
seriously injured मतलब मैम वो बहुत seriously injured हुआ था.
Yes, काफी मतलब काफी गंभीर.
गंभीर.
Yes, गंभीर
Massive,
situation है.
massive,
Yeah.
like that, massive. And ma'am, 19 numbers
Shekhar,
like
just a second. Shekhar, the verb is injured. Okay. Like I say that, she was seriously shocked. Exactly why I gave you the example. Shocked. Being shook by something is also an action. Okay. It is a non-continuous form of verb. All right.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah. Now this slide. Now
And now
injuries here. Now we're describing the injuries of that driver who met with an accident. Okay. The driver who was seriously injured has serious injuries. Okay. Now injuries is a noun. Okay. Like if I tell you that the news was shocking. Okay. So now news is a noun. Similarly, injuries is a noun. Okay. And I'm telling you that he had serious injuries. ओके
तो
दैट
उससे
मीन्स
बहुत सारे इंजरी होते हैं, like that, ma'am.
हाँ अगेन बहुत सारी इंजरी नहीं बट जो इंजरीज उसको हुई थी जो चोटें उसको लगी थी वो काफी सीरियस
Serious.
कंडीशन में है हाँ मतलब कोई मजाक की बात नहीं है वो उसकी सचमुच काफी ज्यादा हालत खराब हो गई है ये मतलब है
Okay, ma'am.
ऑलराइट ओके यस अनिरुद्ध
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Okay, I have a doubt on this. When good changes to well.
या
Okay. Whenever it is quite often seen that when we see in those English movies and all, they say that you're good. So, what does this mean? I mean, the
you are
word.
good like like do you mean that way that let's say I meet you and I ask you that hello like are you good that
No,
means
no, no,
you're
ma'am.
doing
Sorry.
good, are you doing well, are you doing good?
Okay, ma'am. Actually, I want to say something like the two persons are doing a conversation on face to face, actually. So, for example, the first person, the person A person A is singing, and just after that, the other person says that you're good or you're really good, something like that. So, what
That
about
is
that?
just a compliment that like me complimenting somebody that that just means that what you did was done
Mhm.
very well, what you did was great. Okay, that is just
Okay.
like that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also very often in English movies, okay, especially Hollywood movies, you will
Yeah.
see that they make a lot of grammatical
Make
errors.
recommended mistakes. Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's
do.
why.
They do that. A lot of native English speakers, you will
Hmm.
observe that their tenses are all over the place. They,
Yes.
yeah. So, I mean, it's good you're watching stuff in English, but
Yes, ma'am.
don't take every whatever they say, don't take them for like word to word for it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to keep your
Yeah, of course.
your
Yeah,
English intact, okay, you want
yeah,
to speak grammatically correct
correct.
English,
Yeah,
yeah, then yeah, it's good you're checking with me, because yeah, I mean, why I suggest you to watch movies or TV shows in English is because so that you get into the habit of listening to people talk in English, and it
mm-hmm.
doesn't sound new to you. But
Yeah.
yeah, but in spoken English, people often make
Often make
grammatical.
mistakes and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do tend to. So yeah, grammatical errors are taken more seriously when you're actually in
Mm,
writing. Okay, if you're writing an email or if you're writing to somebody, then usually you don't want to put a bad impression of yourself. So it
of
is.
course.
So you check it twice or thrice before sending it through. But like even whatever your native language might be, Hindi or whatever, we do have our own slangs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's say if a professor of Hindi, or if somebody who who works in the Hindi department, they watch us speaking in Hindi, it will be
Mm,
very different. They might find so
of
many
course.
errors in what we are speaking. Yeah, so it's similar to that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, okay, Anirudh. All right, wait, who others had doubt? Raj, this is not a conversation going on here, okay? Everybody here is to learn. Also, Sanjay, no promotion of anybody, okay? You watch Sadhguru if you believe the ideas he shares. If you might disagree with them, I personally disagree with so many of his ideas, so you might not want to watch him. Fourth page. Okay, Shubham. All right. Somebody else had a doubt. Okay, Jeet Yadav. Uh, Whoever this is, Jeet Yadav. I can't find you in the like. What is your email address? Exception. Exception. Where is it? Where? What do you mean exception? Where is exception here?
Ma'am, don't I did note there is an
Ah,
exception publicly.
in that all they mean is that with the spelling of it, okay, like you can see with in the above words that they've written, we are adding ly, or we are adding simply we are only adding y. And so they are saying that adjectives usually ending in with ic, we add a to them to change them to an adverb. Okay, like fanatic changes to fanatically. Okay, it ends with ic, and then to change it to an adverb, we add a. But in the case of exception as a word, exception is an adjective, right? So when we have to change it, oh sorry, so the only exception here is the word public. Public is an adjective, and when we wish to change it to an adverb, we don't need to add a. We simply add ly. Okay, and public changes to publicly. Okay, like he was publicly insulted by his parents in front of everyone. I don't need to say in front of everyone because I'm already saying publicly. So yeah, you can just simply say he was publicly insulted by his parents. Okay. So now you're describing the action, which is insult here. Okay. Insulting somebody. That is an action, right? So you're describing this verb by saying publicly insulted. Publicly means in front of everyone. All right. Raj has a doubt. Okay. Wait, you are 1978, Raju. I can't. Find your email address. JEET Yadav, can you raise your hands? That would be easier for me.
Ma'am, I can't receive today's lecture link, ma'am. Today's
Sorry?
class link.
Huh?
I can't receive today's class link, ma'am. Or
You can't what?
class link.
You can't leave.
No मैम रिसीव्ड मैंने आज के क्लास के कोई लिंक नहीं रिसीव हुई मैम मेरे अकाउंट पे
Oh,
तो व्हाट इज
okay.
दिस
I have no idea about that. Like watch it, observe it for another day or two. If this keeps happening, then you can contact Hello English helpline. Okay, you'll find it on the app, their helpline number.
ओके मैम
All right.
श्योर
Okay. Yes. Who's this? SSK. Hello.
Ma'am,
Yes.
hello.
Who's this? Yes.
My name is Jeet, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Jeet. Tell me your doubt.
I have a problem on 4th page.
On page 4. Yeah, we are on page 4 here, right?
4th page on B, spelling rules.
Hmm.
There is my problem. Please describe this.
What is the problem here? This is just how it is, okay? So like they're just simply telling you that in not all the cases do we simply just add ly, okay? So with different words, like in the case of true, okay? So
Yeah.
this word ends with e, right? So e is replaced with ly, okay? And that
Yeah.
is how it is changed from an adjective to an adverb. True becomes truly, okay? Like like I want to truly thank you, okay? Now thanking somebody is an action, okay? And I want to truly thank you means that I genuinely want to thank you. All right, so you're describing your action here, that it is true, it is done with true intentions. All right,
Yeah.
so that becomes an adverb in this case. Now similarly, happy changes to happily, okay, replacing y with ily, okay? So like I can say that she has a happy family. So now in this case, happy is an adjective and the family is a noun, right? You're describing her family. But when I say she is happily
Yeah.
married, now marrying of somebody is an action, it is a verb, okay? So she is happily married. That means she is living a happily married life. Or or even when she was married, her marriage happened happily, okay? So now you're describing the action. Got it? That is exactly what is happening in rest of the cases too. Possible changes to possibly, okay? Full changes to fully, like I was fully convinced with her argument, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is
Ma'am, I
exactly
can
what's.
understand.
You still didn't understand?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I am understand.
Okay, then you will say now it's understood, or I understand now. Okay.
Now it's understood.
Past
Yeah.
tense कि मैं समझ गया. All right.
Yeah. ठीक है, ठीक
Okay.
है.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Jeet. All right. So I think, yeah, this is all the lesson is about. I'll see you all tomorrow now. Okay. Any other doubt, anybody? And I don't know about this link thing, which,
Ma'am,
yes, Jeet.
ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am. Tomorrow class. What time tomorrow class?
Okay. Tomorrow's class is going to be it's Friday. So tomorrow I would take my classes from 7 p.m. Okay. 3
7
classes
p.m.
from, yeah, at 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 to 8, 8 to 9, and 9 to
No,
10.
it's not. No, no,
Like
no.
that.
They're not. No, they're not an hour long. The classes usually are between, let's say, around 40 minutes each class.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Jeet. All right. Yes. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope tomorrow everybody gets the links as well. Okay, Shubham, you still have doubt? 5, 7, and 9. Okay. Yes, Shubham, what is the doubt? Hello?
Hello, ma'am. I don't
Yeah.
have doubt, ma'am. I'm telling him time, ma'am.
Oh, you were telling
Schedule, ma'am.
time. No, this is not the
Yes,
time
ma'am.
for tomorrow. 5, 7, and 9 is not the time. On Fridays, I take my class at 7, 8, and 9. And otherwise, it is at 5, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, Fridays, I don't take 5 p.m. classes. That is all.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, then I'll see you
Thank
all
you, ma'am.
tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you, Shubham.
Yeah.